Captain Jake Morrison stared out the window of his ship as it moved through the dark space between stars. The Starbound had been traveling for 3 weeks now, looking for minerals on distant rocks floating in space. It was humanity's first big trip beyond their home solar system, and Jake felt proud to be leading it. "Captain, I'm getting something strange on the sensors," said Dr. Lisa Carter from her station. She was the ship's science officer, a smart woman who had helped design many of the tools they used to explore space. Jake walked over to look at her screen. "What kind of strange?" "There's a structure about 2 million miles ahead. It's giving off energy signals, but they don't match anything in our databases." Lisa's fingers moved quickly across her controls. "It's big, Captain, really big." Lieutenant Ben Taylor looked up from his communications desk. "Should I send a message to Earth Command?" "Not yet," Jake said. "Let's take a closer look first. We don't want to worry them about nothing." The Starbound changed course toward the mysterious object. As they got closer, Jake could see it was unlike anything humans had ever built. It looked like a giant metal flower with several arms reaching out in different directions. Strange lights blinked along its surface. "Life support shows the structure is empty," Lisa reported. "No heat signatures, no movement. It looks like whoever built this left in a hurry." Jake made his decision. "We're going aboard. Lisa, Ben, you're with me. Everyone else, stay ready to leave fast if we need to." The 3 humans put on their spacesuits and took a small shuttle over to the alien structure. They found an airlock that opened when Ben figured out how to work the alien controls. Inside, the air was breathable and the gravity felt normal. "This place is amazing," Lisa whispered as they walked through corridors filled with screens and machines. Everything was bigger than human-sized, built for creatures that were taller and had longer arms. Ben stopped at a large console covered in symbols that looked like no human language. "Captain, I think this might be some kind of control center. These screens are still active." Jake nodded. "Can you figure out how to use it?" "I'm trying," Ben said, his hands moving carefully over the strange controls. The symbols are complex, but there are patterns. It's like they're watching something. Suddenly, one of the screens came to life. Jake's heart stopped when he saw what was on it. It was Earth, their blue and green home world, shown from space in perfect detail. "How is that possible?" Lisa asked. "We're light years away from home." Ben worked at the controls, and more screens turned on. They showed cities on Earth, people walking around, cars moving on roads. The images were so clear, it was like looking through a window. "This isn't just watching," Ben said, his voice shaking. "Look at the dates on these files. They've been watching Earth for over 50 years. Jake felt cold inside his spacesuit. "Someone's been spying on us." Lisa found another set of controls and activated them. A new screen showed what looked like reports written in the alien language. "Ben, can you translate any of this?" Ben studied the symbols for several minutes. I think these are evaluation reports. They're studying us, Captain. Studying humans like we're animals in a zoo." More screens came online, showing human technology through the years. Jake saw pictures of the first space rockets, the moon landing, the building of the first space stations. But there were also images of things that looked more advanced than anything he knew humans had built. "Wait," Lisa said, pointing to one screen. "Some of these technologies, I've seen them before in research papers that helped us build our faster-than-light engines." Ben's face went pale. "Captain, I think I found something important. This looks like a classification system. Earth is marked as a dangerous emerging species. We're on some kind of watch list." Jake studied the alien words Ben was translating. "What does that mean?" "It means," Ben said slowly, "that someone out there thinks humans are a threat. and they've been controlling our development to keep us from becoming too powerful. Lisa gasped as she found another set of files. Jake, look at this. These are records of other worlds. Dozens of them, all marked the same way Earth is, all being watched and controlled. We're not the only ones, Jake said. There are others like us out there, and someone is keeping us all apart. Ben suddenly looked worried. Captain, I found something else. Recent communications. They know we're here. This station was supposed to be monitoring us, but we've advanced. Faster than they expected. They're scared of us. Jake felt a mix of fear and anger. Humans had always wondered if they were alone in the universe. Now they knew they weren't alone, but they also knew that someone had been lying to them their whole lives. Download everything you can, Jake ordered. Every file, every image, every report. We need to take this back to Earth. Captain, Lisa, said, if this is true, if someone has been controlling our development, then our whole history might be different than we thought. That's exactly why we need to get home, Jake replied. The people of Earth deserve to know the truth. As Ben worked to copy the alien files, Jake looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there was a group that had been watching Earth for decades, deciding what humans should and shouldn't know. They had kept humanity isolated, controlled their growth, and treated them like a dangerous animal that needed to be caged. But their secret was out now. And Jake knew that once humans learned the truth, nothing would ever be the same again. The captain of the Starbound had no idea that his discovery would change not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. The Watchers had made one critical mistake. They had underestimated what humans would do when they learned they were not alone, and they had especially underestimated what humans would do when they learned they had been lied to. Admiral Kate Williams sat in the secure meeting room deep below Earth's Space Command headquarters. The message from Captain Morrison had arrived 3 days ago, and she still couldn't believe what she was reading. The encrypted files filled dozens of screens around the room, showing images and data that proved humanity was not alone in the universe. This changes everything, said President Richard Hayes, who had flown in from Washington as soon as Kate called him. 50 years of observation. How did we never notice? Dr. Alex Chun, the director of the Global Space Initiative, looked up from his computer. Actually, sir, I think we did notice. We just didn't understand what we were seeing. He pulled up a series of documents on the main screen. Look at this timeline. Some of our biggest technological breakthroughs came from research papers that appeared mysteriously at universities around the world. Kate studied the timeline. What do you mean, mysteriously? The faster-than-light engine that made Morrison's mission possible, Alex explained. The basic theory appeared in a research paper submitted to MIT by a graduate student who disappeared the next day. We never found him, but his work was so advanced that it took us 20 years to understand it well enough to build anything. President Hayes leaned forward. Are you saying someone was helping us? Or controlling us? Kate said grimly. According to Morrison's data, this Galactic Council has been guiding our development. They give us just enough technology to keep U.S. busy, but not enough to become a real threat to them. Alex brought up another set of files. It's not just technology. Look at these patterns. Every time we got close to a major breakthrough in space travel, something happened to slow us down. Budget cuts, accidents, key scientists dying in mysterious circumstances. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Kate had spent her entire career believing that humanity was working toward its own destiny among the stars. Now she was learning that every step had been planned by someone else. There's more, Alex continued. The data Morrison found shows that Earth isn't the only world being watched. There are dozens of other species, all being controlled the same way we are. The Council calls them dangerous emerging species and keeps them isolated from each other. President Hayes stood up and walked to the window, even though it only showed the concrete wall of the underground facility. So we're not just prisoners. We're prisoners who don't even know we're in jail. Kate activated her secure communication system. Morrison, this is Admiral Williams. What's your current status? A captain's voice crackled through the speakers. Admiral, we're about 2 days from home. But we've got a problem. Dr. Carter has been monitoring the alien technology we brought aboard, and it's still active. We think they know we took it. Explain. The systems are designed to report back to their home base. We've been trying to shut down the transmission, but it's built into the hardware. They know where we are and where we're going. Kate felt her heart sink. Are you being followed? We don't see any ships yet, but that might not mean anything. This council has technology we don't understand. Dr. Chun looked worried. Admiral, if they've been watching us for 50 years, they probably know about our military capabilities. They'll know exactly how to stop us. Kate made a decision. Morrison, I want you to change course. Don't come directly to Earth. Go to the Alpha Centauri Research Station first. We'll meet you there with a full battle group. Understood, Admiral. But there's something else you should know. We've been analyzing the Council's files about other species. Some of them tried to resist the Council's control. The files show what happened to them. What happened? They were destroyed, completely. The Council has weapons that can crack planets like eggs. The room went quiet again. Kate had always known that first contact with aliens might be dangerous, but she had never imagined anything like this. Humanity had been living under the shadow of a galactic empire that could destroy them without breaking a sweat. Morrison, keep analyzing those files. We need to know everything about this council and their capabilities. And keep your ship ready to run if you have to. Yes, Admiral. Morrison out. President Hayes turned back to the group. We need to tell the world. No, Kate said firmly. Not yet. If we announce this publicly, it could cause panic. We need to be ready first. Alex nodded. Kate's right. We need to understand what we're dealing with before we make any announcements. But we should start preparing our defenses. What defenses? Hayes asked. You just said they can destroy planets. They can destroy planets, but they haven't destroyed Earth, Kate pointed out. Why? If we're so dangerous, why keep us alive? Alex brought up more files from Morrison's data. According to these reports, the Council prefers to control rather than destroy. They only use their planet-killer weapons when a species becomes too dangerous to contain. We're not there yet, but we're getting close. Kate started making plans. We need to mobilize every space-capable ship we have. And we need to start building more fast. If the Council decides we're too dangerous to keep alive, we need to be ready to fight. Fight them? Hayes asked. With what? Our most advanced ships are barely capable of traveling between star systems. With the technology Morrison brought back, Kate said. And with the one thing the Council doesn't expect from us. What's that? Kate smiled grimly. Humans don't like being told what to do, especially by bullies who have been lying to us for 50 years. Dr. Chun was already working on his computer. I'm sending orders to every research facility on Earth. We need to reverse engineer the alien technology as fast as possible, and we need to do it quietly. What about the other species? Hayes asked. The ones being controlled like we are? Kate looked at the star charts on the wall. Maybe it's time they learned the truth too. If the Council has been keeping us all separated, maybe it's time we started talking to each other. That's incredibly dangerous, Alex warned. If the Council finds out we're trying to contact other species, they might decide to destroy us immediately. They might, Kate agreed, but they also might not expect it. According to Morrison's data, no species has ever tried to contact the others. We could be the first. President Hayes made his decision. Do it, but carefully. We need all eyes if we're going to survive this. Kate stood up and looked around the room. Gentlemen, 3 days ago we thought we were alone in the universe. Now we know we're part of a galactic community that's been hidden from us our entire lives. We can either accept that and stay prisoners, or we can do something about it. What do you want to do? Hayes asked. Kate's eyes were hard as steel. I want to show this Galactic Council what happens when you lie to humans. And I want to show those other species that they don't have to be prisoners either. As the meeting broke up, Kate looked out at the stars through the facility's observation deck. Somewhere out there, the Council was probably discussing what to do about Earth. They had controlled humanity for 50 years, guiding their development and keeping them isolated. But they had made one critical mistake. They had taught humans to reach for the stars, and now humans knew they were not alone in reaching for them. The Watchers were about to learn that their most dangerous emerging species was about to become much more dangerous than they had ever imagined. Captain Jake Morrison watched the alien ships appear on his sensors like deadly flowers, blooming in the darkness of space. There were 5 of them, each one twice the size of the Starbound, and they were moving faster than anything humans had ever built. Captain, they're hailing us, Lieutenant Ben Taylor reported from his communication station. The translation software is working on their language. Put it through, Jake ordered. A cold mechanical voice filled the bridge. Human vessel, you have stolen property of the Galactic Council. Surrender immediately and prepare to be boarded. Jake looked at Dr. Lisa Carter, who was working frantically at the science station. Lisa, how long until those engine modifications are online? 2 minutes, maybe 3, she replied without looking up. The alien technology is fighting with our systems, but I think I can make it work. We don't have 3 minutes, Jake said, watching the enemy ships close in. Ben, open a channel. Channel open, Captain. Jake took a deep breath. This is Captain Morrison of the Earth vessel Starbound. We haven't stolen anything. We found an abandoned station and investigated it. That's what explorers do. You took classified Council property, the alien voice replied. This cannot be allowed. Surrender now or be destroyed. Jake looked at his crew. They were scared, but they were also angry. Humans had been lied to for 50 years, and now these aliens wanted to destroy them for learning the truth. Lisa, I need those engines now. Working on it, Captain. The power coupling is almost ready. The alien ships opened fire. Energy beams struck the Starbound's shields, making the whole ship shake. Jake was thrown against his chair as the lights flickered. Shields down to 60%, reported Chief Engineer Tom Bradley from the engine room. We can't take much more of this. Got it, Lisa shouted. Engines are online. Jake had never used alien technology before, but he had been flying ships for 20 years. He grabbed the controls and felt the power of the Council's engines flow through his ship. The Starbound suddenly moved like a hunting animal instead of a cargo hauler. Hold on, everyone, Jake called out as he spun the ship around the alien formation. The enemy ships were fast, but they were also big and slow to turn. Jake flew the Starbound between them like a fighter pilot, using their own size against them. They're trying to surround us, Ben warned. Not if I can help it, Jake said, pushing the engines to their limit. Lisa, can you scan their ships? Find a weakness? I'm trying, but their technology is more advanced than ours. Wait, Captain. I'm getting something. Their energy signature is similar to the monitoring station we found. I think they use the same basic systems. Jake smiled grimly. Then we know how to hurt them. Ben, target their communication arrays. If they're anything like the station, that should disrupt their systems. Targeting, Ben replied, his fingers flying over the weapon's controls. Firing. The Starbound's energy weapons struck the lead alien ship right where Ben aimed. The ship's lights flickered, and it began to drift off course. "It worked," Lisa called out. "Their navigation system is confused." But the other 4 ships were still coming. Jake flew the Starbound in a wild pattern, dodging energy beams and using the alien engines to stay ahead of his pursuers. But he knew they couldn't run forever. "Captain," Lisa said suddenly, "I have an idea. The alien technology we took from the station includes more than just engines. There are weapon systems, defense systems, even some kind of cloaking device. Can you activate them?" "I can try, but it will take time. And I'll need to shut down our current systems to reroute power." Jake made a quick decision. "Do it. Ben, keep firing at their communication systems. Tom, give Lisa all the power she needs." For the next few minutes, the Starbound fought a desperate battle. Jake used every trick he knew to keep them alive while Lisa worked to integrate the alien systems. The ship's human technology began shutting down piece by piece as the alien systems came online. "Lisa, whatever you're doing, do it faster," Jake called out as another energy beam nearly hit them. "Almost there. ... Got it." Lisa shouted suddenly. The Starbound vanished from the alien ship's sensors. The cloaking device made them invisible, and the confused aliens began firing at empty space. "Now what?" Ben asked. Jake studied the alien ships on his screen. They were powerful, but they were also arrogant. They had been used to hunting species that couldn't fight back. They weren't ready for humans who had stolen their own technology and turned it against them. "Now we show them what happens when you underestimate humans," Jake said. "Lisa, can you scan the inside of their ships?" "The alien sensors are amazing," Lisa replied. "I can see everything." "Captain, these ships only have a few crew members each. Most of their systems are automated." "Then we don't need to destroy them," Jake said. "We just need to capture them." "Ben, can you use our new systems to jam their communications?" "I think so. The alien technology is much more powerful than ours." "Do it, and prepare to dock with the nearest ship." "Dock with them?" Ben asked. "Captain, that's suicide." "No," Jake said. "That's human. They expect us to run or surrender. They don't expect us to attack." Jake flew the invisible Starbound right up to the largest alien ship. The enemy crew had no idea they were there until Jake activated the docking clamps and attached to their hull. "Lisa, shut down their life support systems. Ben, prepare the boarding party." "Boarding party?" Ben asked. "You, me, and anyone else who wants to show these aliens what humans are really like." Within an hour, Jake and his crew had captured 3 alien ships and their crews. The other 2 ships fled when they realized what was happening. The aliens had never seen anything like it. Species that were supposed to be emerging and controlled didn't attack council ships. They certainly didn't win. "Captain," Lisa said, examining the alien prisoners, "these aren't the leaders. They're just soldiers following orders." "Ben, we need to find the leaders," Jake said. "Ben, can you access their navigation systems?" "Already on it, Captain. Their ships have records of where they came from. There's a regional command post about 2 days from here." Jake looked at his crew. They had started this mission as explorers, looking for minerals. Now they were fighters in a war they hadn't known existed. "Tom, how are our new systems working?" "Better than I expected, Captain. The alien technology is integrating with our systems. We're faster, stronger, and more advanced than we were this morning." "Good," Jake said, "because we're not going home yet. We're going to that command post." "Captain," Lisa said, "that's incredibly dangerous. We don't know what's waiting for us there." Jake looked out at the stars. "Lisa, we spent 50 years thinking we were alone. Then we learned we were prisoners. Now we know we're fighters." It's time to show this Galactic Council that humans aren't as harmless as they thought. What about Earth? Ben asked. They need to know what we've learned. They will, Jake said. But first, we're going to learn everything we can about our captors, and we're going to make sure they never underestimate humanity again. The Starbound and its captured alien escort set course for the Council's regional command post. Jake knew it was dangerous, but he also knew that humans had never been good at doing what they were told, especially when the ones giving orders had been lying to them for 50 years. The Council had made a mistake in trying to control humanity. Now they were about to learn that their most dangerous emerging species was about to emerge in ways they had never imagined. Dot and Jake Morrison was going to make sure they never forgot the lesson. Admiral Kate Williams stood in the command center of Earth's newest space station, watching data flow across dozens of screens. It had been 2 weeks since Captain Norrison's attack on the Council's command post, and the results were spreading across the galaxy faster than anyone had expected. Admiral, we're receiving another transmission from the Centauri Federation, reported Commander Lisa Park from the communications station. They want to know more about our resistance against the Council. Kate nodded. Put them through. The main screen showed a tall, blue-skinned alien with large eyes and delicate features. Admiral Williams, I am Captain Nick Sara of the Centauri Federation. We have heard of your species' actions against the Council. We wish to speak with you. We're listening, Captain, Kate replied. For 300 years, the Council has kept our world separated, Ixara continued. They told us we were the only ones being guided toward galactic citizenship. We believed them because we had no reason not to. But your Captain Morrison's broadcast changed everything. Kate felt a surge of pride. Morrison had not only captured the Council's regional command post, but he had also used their communication systems to broadcast the truth to every species in the galaxy. The message was simple. The Council had been lying to everyone. What do you want from us? Kate asked. Alliance, Ixara said simply. The Council has kept 47 species isolated and controlled. Now that we know the truth, we want to fight back. But we need leadership. We need someone who has already proven they can defeat the Council. Before Kate could respond, another transmission came through on a different channel. This one showed a massive, bear-like creature with thick fur and small, intelligent eyes. I am General Torvin of the Andromedan Republic, the creature said in a deep, rumbling voice. We have been watching your species for the past week. Your tactics against the Council are unexpected. We would like to discuss cooperation. Kate looked around the command center. Her staff was working frantically to handle communications from dozens of alien species. All of them had the same message. They wanted to fight the Council, and they wanted Earth to lead them. Dr. Chun, what's the status of our fleet preparations? Kate asked. Dr. Alex Chun looked up from his engineering station. We've built 20 new ships using the alien technology Morrison brought back. They're not as advanced as the Council's ships, but they're much better than anything we had before. And we've learned how to improve them. How? Every species that contacts us shares their technology, Alex explained. The Centauri Federation has better energy weapons. The Andromedan Republic has stronger shields. The Vegan Collective has faster engines. By combining all of their technologies with ours, we're creating ships that are better than anything the Council has. Kate felt hope growing in her chest. How many species have joined us? 32 so far, reported Commander Park. And more are asking to join every day. The Council's network of control is falling apart. Suddenly, alarms began blaring throughout the station. Admiral, we have a problem, called out Lieutenant Danny Ross from the sensor station. Long-range sensors are detecting a massive fleet heading toward Earth. It's bigger than anything we've ever seen. Kate felt her blood turn cold. How big? Over 300 ships, Admiral. And they're moving fast. Kate activated the emergency communication system. All ships, this is Admiral Williams. The Council is coming to Earth in force. This is not a drill. All civilian vessels are to evacuate immediately. Military vessels are to take defensive positions. Admiral, Dr. Chun said, our fleet only has 47 ships. We can't fight 300 Council vessels. We're not fighting them alone, Kate said. Commander Park, send a message to all our allies. Tell them Earth is under attack, and we need help. Already on it, Admiral. But it will take time for them to get here. Kate looked at the tactical display. The Council fleet would reach Earth in 6 hours. Their allied fleet wouldn't arrive for at least 12 hours. Earth would have to hold out alone. Admiral, Lieutenant Ross said, I'm getting something strange from the Council fleet. They're broadcasting a message on all frequencies. Let's hear it. A cold mechanical voice filled the command center. Species of Earth, you have violated the fundamental laws of galactic order. You have stolen Council property, attacked Council, vessels, and corrupted other species with your dangerous ideas. For these crimes, your world will be destroyed as an example to others. Kate felt anger surge through her. Open a channel to all Earth forces. Channel open, Admiral. Kate looked directly into the camera. This is Admiral Williams speaking to every human being in this solar system. For 50 years, we have been. We have been controlled and manipulated by a group that calls itself the Galactic Council. They have kept us isolated, limited our growth, and treated us like dangerous animals that needed to be caged. She paused, letting her words sink. Today, they are coming to destroy us because we learned the truth. Because we refused to stay in our cage. Because we showed other species that they don't have to be prisoners either. Kate's voice grew stronger. We are about to fight the most important battle in human history. Not just for our own survival, but for the freedom of every species in the galaxy. The Council thinks we are weak because we are young. They think we are helpless because we are small. They are about to learn that they are wrong. All ships, take your positions. We are going to show the Council what happens when you threaten humanity. And we are going to show the galaxy that freedom is worth fighting for. As the transmission ended, Kate looked around the command center. Her crew was scared, but they were also determined. They knew the odds were against them, but they also knew that humans had never been good at accepting bad odds. Admiral, Commander, Park said, I'm receiving messages from our allies. The Centauri Federation is sending 50 ships. The Andromedan Republic is sending 40. The Vegan Collective is sending 30. All together, we'll have about 200 ships. Still outnumbered, Kate said, but better odds than we had this morning. Admiral, Dr. Chun said, there's something else. The technology sharing we've been doing has had an unexpected result. Our ships are now more advanced than the Council's. We've combined the best technology from 32 different species. Kate smiled grimly. Then maybe the Council is about to get a surprise. Admiral, the Council fleet is entering our solar system, Lieutenant Ross reported. They're moving toward Earth. Kate looked at the tactical display. The Council ships were arranged in a perfect formation, confident in their superiority. They had no idea that humanity had spent the last 2 weeks preparing for this moment. All ships, this is Admiral Williams. Remember, we're not just fighting for Earth. We're fighting for every species the Council has oppressed. We're fighting for the right to be free. And we're fighting to show the galaxy that bullies don't always win. Kate paused, then added, The Council has been controlling us for 50 years. Today, we take control back. The battle for Earth was about to begin. And Kate knew that no matter what happened, the galaxy would never be the same. The Council had made a critical mistake. They had taught humanity to reach for the stars, and now humanity was going to use everything they had learned to fight back. The most dangerous emerging species in the galaxy was about to emerge in ways the Council had never imagined. And Admiral Kate Williams was going to make sure they never forgot the lesson. The space around Earth looked like a storm of fire and light as 300 Council ships faced off against the combined fleet of free worlds. Admiral Kate Williams watched from the bridge of her flagship as energy beams crossed the darkness. Between the opposing forces, "Admiral, the Council ships are moving into attack formation," reported Lieutenant Danny Ross. "They're focusing their fire on our defensive line." Kate looked at the tactical display. The Council fleet was massive, but it was also predictable. They attacked in the same formation they had probably used for centuries, expecting their enemies to flee or surrender. "All ships, execute Pattern Sierra," Kate ordered. "Show them what we've learned." The human and alien ships suddenly broke formation and scattered in all directions. Instead of fighting like a traditional fleet, they moved like a swarm of angry bees, attacking from every angle at once. "Direct hit on the Council flagship," called out Commander Lisa Park. "Their shields are down 20%. Kate smiled. The combination of technologies from 32 different species was working better than anyone had hoped. The Council ships were powerful, but they weren't designed to fight enemies that could match their technology. "Admiral, I'm getting a transmission from Captain Morrison," Park reported. "He's requesting permission to execute his special plan." Kate nodded. Morrison had arrived just before the battle with 3 more captured Council ships and a crazy idea that might just work. Permission granted. Tell him to make it count. On the other side of the battle, Captain Jake Morrison was leading a small group of ships toward the Council's command vessel. The massive ship was 10 times the size of the Starbound, but Jake had learned that size wasn't everything in space combat. "Dr. Carter, are you ready?" Jake asked. "As ready as we can be," Lisa replied from the engineering station. "The alien technology is integrated with our systems. We should be able to get close enough. Ben, start the jamming signal." Lieutenant Ben Taylor activated the captured Council equipment. "Signal active, Captain. Their communications are being disrupted." Jake flew the Starbound directly at the Council flagship, using the jamming signal to confuse their sensors. The other ships in his group followed, each one carrying a special payload that Dr. Carter had designed. "Council ship, this is Captain Morrison. Jake broadcast on all frequencies. You said we were a dangerous emerging species. You were right." The Council flagship tried to target the small Earthship, but Jake was flying too fast and too unpredictably. He had learned to use the alien technology like it was part of his own body, making the Starbound dance through space like a fighter instead of a cargo ship. "No, Lisa." Jake called out. Dr. Carter activated her special weapon. Instead of trying to destroy the Council ship, she used the alien technology to hack into their computer systems. The virus she had created spread through the Council's network like wildfire, shutting down their weapons and engines. "It's working," Lisa shouted. "The Council ship is dead in space." Back on the Earth flagship, Admiral Kate Williams watched as the Council's formation began to fall apart. Without their command ship, the other vessels were confused and disorganized. "Admiral, we're receiving a transmission from the Council flagship," Commander Park reported. "Put it through." The main screen showed an alien that looked like a tall, thin humanoid with gray skin and large black eyes. This was Consular Prime Vextar, the leader of the Galactic Council. "Admiral Williams," Vextar said, his voice filled with anger and fear, "you do not understand what you have done. The Council maintains order in the galaxy. Without us, there will be chaos." Kate looked directly at the alien leader. The only chaos I see is what you created by lying to everyone for centuries. You kept peaceful species apart because you are afraid they might work together. We protected the galaxy from dangerous species like yours, Vexstar replied. Your kind is violent and unpredictable. You spread ideas that threaten stability. You mean we spread ideas like freedom? Kate asked. Like the right to choose our own path. Like the right to know we're not alone in the universe? On the tactical display, Kate could see that more council ships were surrendering. The combined fleet of free worlds was winning, not just because of superior technology, but because they were fighting for something they believed in. Counselor, you have a choice, Kate continued. Surrender now, and we can discuss a peaceful transition to a new galactic government. One based on freedom and cooperation instead of control and fear. Vexstar's eyes grew cold. Never. If we cannot control the galaxy, then we will cleanse it of dangerous species like yours. The transmission cut off, and alarms began blaring on Kate's ship. Admiral, the Council flagship is powering up some kind of massive weapon, Lieutenant. Ross reported. Energy readings are off the charts. Kate felt her blood turn cold. The planet killer. They're going to try to destroy Earth. Admiral, the weapon will be ready to fire in 2 minutes, Ross said. Kate made a desperate decision. All ships, focus fire on the Council flagship. Everything you have. We need to stop that weapon. The combined fleet turned all their weapons on the massive Council ship. Energy beams and missiles struck its hull, but the ship was too big and too well protected. It's not working, Commander Park said. Their shields are too strong. Suddenly, Captain Morrison's voice came through the communication system. Admiral, I have an idea, but I need you to stop firing at the Council ship. Morrison, what are you planning? Something they won't expect, Jake replied. Trust me, Kate made the hardest decision of her life. All ships cease fire on the Council flagship. Jake flew the Starbound directly at the Council ship's main weapon. Instead of trying to destroy it from the outside, he was going to get inside and stop it from within. Jake, that's suicide, Lisa said. Maybe, Jake replied, but it's also human. They still don't understand us. The Starbound attached to the Council ship's hull just above the main weapon. Jake and his crew put on their spacesuits and cut through the alien ship's armor. They had minutes before the weapon fired. Inside the Council ship, Jake and his team fought their way to the weapon control center. The alien crew tried to stop them, but humans fighting for their home world were unstoppable. Ben, can you shut down the weapon? Jake asked as they reached the control room. I'm trying, Ben replied, working frantically at the alien controls. But the system is locked. I can't stop it from firing. Then we'll have to do this the hard way, Jake said. He pulled out the explosive charges they had brought. Everyone, out. We're going to blow the power source. Jake, we won't have time to get clear, Lisa said. I know, Jake replied. But Earth will be safe. Before Jake could detonate the charges, Ben shouted, Wait. I found something. There are Council members aboard this ship who don't agree with Vexstar. They're helping us. The weapon control room's doors opened, and several Council aliens entered. They looked like Vexstar, but with different colored robes. We are Counselor. Talana and Counselor Mortis, one of them said. We have been trying to stop Vexstar for years. We will help you disable the weapon. Working together, the humans and rebel Council members shut down the planet killer just seconds before it would have fired. The massive weapon powered down, and the Council flagship drifted helplessly in space, docked back on the Earth flagship. Admiral Kate Williams watched as the last Council ship surrendered. The battle was over, and the free worlds had won. Admiral, we're receiving transmissions from across the galaxy, Commander Park reported. Dozens more species are joining the Alliance. The Council's control is collapsing everywhere. Kate felt a mix of relief and pride. Humanity had not only survived their first galactic war, but they had also freed dozens of other species from centuries of control. "Admiral," Dr. Chon said, "Captain Morrison is requesting permission to return to Earth." "Granted," Kate said. "He's earned it." 3 months later, Kate stood in the assembly hall of the new Galactic Alliance headquarters. Representatives from 53 different species sat together, working to build a government based on freedom and cooperation instead of fear and control. Captain Jake Morrison had been elected as Earth's first galactic ambassador. Dr. Lisa Carter was leading a joint research project to share technology freely among all species. Lieutenant Ben Taylor was helping to establish communication networks that connected every world in the Alliance. "The Council tried to keep us apart because they knew we were stronger together," Kate said in her speech to the assembly. "They were right to be afraid. When free people work together, nothing can stop them." Councilor Talana, who now represented the reformed council members in the Alliance, stood up. The old council believed that order required control. "We have learned that true order comes from justice and freedom." As Kate looked around the assembly hall, she saw species that had been enemies for centuries now working together. Children from dozens of different worlds played together in the halls, learning each other's languages and cultures. The monitoring stations that had once spied on developing species were now turned into schools and research centers. The Council's weapons were being dismantled, and their materials used to build hospitals and universities. "We almost destroyed ourselves through fear," Talana continued. "But your species showed us a better way. You showed us that the universe is big enough for everyone to be free."